Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com. Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most superfood on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins actually found in breast milk. We're the first and only US-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We even conducted the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in a quarter century, with clinically proven benefits like easier digestion, less spit up, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. And we make our own formula in the USA and our very own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
Welcome to After the Final Pour, brought to you by the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Whittinger.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Tony.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. It's for as much sleep that I got today. I'm actually still. I'm pretty tired. It'll be easy for me to go to bed after this.
Yeah, what time did I go to bed? I came home. I didn't have another beer. I don't think. No, I think I had a little bit of bourbon, and then I was like, just sitting around, and I was like, I don't want to just sit here. I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. So literally, like, I was in bed by 10:30.
That was about the time I think we left around 10 because they close at 10. We were at Revolution, everybody, yesterday for celebrating my birthday.
Happy birthday!
We did it. I made it.
Yeah, so it was like 10:30. I went to bed and then woke up at like 7. So,
look at you.
And then had lunch at Old Irving.
Ooh, what'd you get?
I got the burger of the week.
What's the burger of the week?
It was a Mediterranean burger. It was pretty good.
That sounds interesting.
Kind of got put on the spot. I wasn't really sure what I wanted. And I knew I didn't. I never. There's never a time where I really say no. I don't want wings. But with the, I don't know. I was like, I had wings last time. I want to have something different.
Yeah, for sure.
And it sounded pretty good. And then I ordered it. And then I came home and then I saw a pop up or a thing on Facebook that the beer or the Mac of the month was Birria mac and cheese. And I was like, son of a bitch. How did I miss that? How did I miss that?
Yeah, I probably would have went for that too. And their macaroni and cheese portion sizes are huge.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It is not a side. It is a massive. Like, my mom got it the last time that I took her there, and then we ended up taking some home. She only had half of it because there was so much of it. Insane.
Yeah, I think I ordered I don't know why, but I usually either do. I love the fries there, but like I'll order a burger and I try to go, I'm going to be healthy and order the side salad. But one time they convinced me, they're like, oh, you should do the mac and cheese. It's really good here. I was like, okay, give me the mac and cheese. And they did. And I'm like, that's a big freaking portion of mac and cheese just for the side. I was like, come on, man.
That's a main dish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do awesome job there. Again, we are not sponsored by Old Irving.
Yeah.
We just love them. All right, so this is an after the final pour because it's the week after a full episode, and I was very busy this week. Brandon, thank you for your help. Yeah, we did some drinking yesterday at Revolution for my birthday. A lot of fun. Saw some friends and some family. It was great. And then Brandon graciously purchased everybody a whole bunch of Taco Bell, like a whole bunch of Taco Bell. Did you say it was $100 worth of Taco Bell?
It was not 100. It was close though.
It was great. Everybody was happy. Although at first not everybody was eating it, but then as the night went on, little by little, and after you left, when I was standing around the table with the last few people that were there, we all just started digging into it. It's the first time I've ever had a steak taco from them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a ground beef guy.
I didn't know. Yeah, I think I didn't know that they had steak tacos, and I was like, I'm gonna just get some variety. There were some ground beef ones in there. Maybe
I did.
I had a ground beef. I had a ground beef. I had a steak, and then I think Mike ended up with like a cheesy roll up, and I had some of the Mexican pizza.
Nice.
It had been sitting there for too long though. I think there was a couple things left, and Kevin, I gave them to Kevin to take home. So
nice.
Thanks for making the After the Final Pour theme song. You got to take the Taco Bell home.
Did anybody else show up afterwards?
No, that was it. That was
Nice.
a crew. It was a nice mix of people I wanted to hang out with, and everybody who was there. We all either know each other or have gotten to know each other, and it was like the best group of mix of friends that I could have had there. So I was very happy. So I appreciated everybody that came out for that. Now, let's get to this. Brandon, what are you drinking tonight for the After the Final Pour?
Dun, dun, dun. What am I drinking?
I was gonna hold the can up to the screen, but you can't see me because my video is not working, and it's blurred out right now what you're drinking. I still can't.
It's all a secret. You can't tell. Can you figure it out?
Lagunitas Tiki.
Yep. I went with the Lagunitas Tiki Fusion zombie cocktail inspired IPA. I haven't had it yet. It's been sitting. I think I bought it in like November-ish.
Should still be good.
And it's been sitting there, and I keep telling myself I'm gonna drink that one day. And then I was trying to figure out what I wanted to drink tonight, and that was it. That was the winner.
I almost grabbed us. I was gonna drop it off. New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger hard tea. We've talked about trying that, and they had 2 flavors over at Binny's. And I was like, I don't know if I want a hard tea tonight. So I ended up going with She'll Know. That's She'll Know by Hidden Hand Brewing. I think it's the first beer I've ever had from Hidden Hand.
Where are they out of?
You know what? I meant to look that shit up before I started doing it. They're in Naperville.
Okay.
So
Never heard of them.
I'm sure I've had one, but I don't think I have. It's an IPA with Citra and Motueka. I'm going to read the description real quick. An absurd and outrageous candied citrus collage of Southern Hemisphere's idiomatic borrowing. Sorry, I went back to hemisphere and couldn't make sure I was saying that correctly. I don't know why. But yeah, it's an IPA, but you know what? This looks like a hazy IPA to me.
Ooh, nice.
Smells really good. I'm gonna go in for my first sip here. Do you want to read? Is there a description of the Lagunitas Tiki torch?
Yep, I pulled that up. So, a forewarning for your senses: this exotic fusion of flavors has been crafted to conjure cocktailian notes of orange juice, fresh lime, grapefruit, and allspice, and brewed without summoning any liquor spirits. Our homage to the original zombie and tiki movement, both created in our home state of California. BYOTU, naturally. So bring your own tiny umbrella. Cheers.
Got it. So it's an IPA, correct?
Correct.
Inspired by the zombie tiki drink.
Indeed.
Okay. Have you taken a sip yet?
I have.
What does it taste like? Give me all your tasting notes. It looks good.
Yeah, it's kind of lager-esque in color. Here, I'm gonna turn my background thing.
It's kind of blurry. It looks like you're showing things that are inappropriate, so your computer blurs it out.
Yeah, so I just go like this every time and like act like I'm lifting up my shirt.
It's funny.
Oh God, I got a nipple. Yeah, it's kind of like lager-esque.
Oh yeah. It looks very pale yellowish.
You'll notice I'm.
Yeah, you're
like the first time I'm in my office I think like the first 2 recordings we did during the pandemic, I sat in my office a couple of times, and then I went back out to just sitting at the bar. But Becca was doing some laundry, so I didn't want to was like, I can sit in here and not have the background noise. So
Yeah. No, actually, it's kind of nice to just be in the office. It's kind of cool.
no, but it's pretty good. The first sip I took, I was kind of like, no. And I don't know what it was. There was like just a big punch of some flavor that I just didn't like. But now going back in for another sip, it's a lot more pleasant.
It was probably the zombie. The zombie bit you.
Yeah, bitch. But I've gotten more of the grapefruit. I'm getting the grapefruit. Not so much allspice, but there's grapefruit and lime. And I guess you had like a tinge of orange juice. And it feels very... It does not feel like an IPA. It doesn't feel, there's no hop bitterness or anything like that, which is kind of crazy. It's just, it kind of reminds me of like a malt beverage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which is funny because it didn't sound like that's what they were going for. Like,
no. And it's not, so it like, typically when you get like those malt beverages, it'll say malt beverage with natural flavors. This says ale with natural flavors. So
interesting.
Yeah, I wish it would have said like what the hops used on here were. But anyway, so I mean, that being said, like there being no hop bitterness, it's not a bad drink. I actually kind of enjoy it. This would be definitely a good hot weather beer because it's got that kind of like tropical vibe to it. So I could totally. I would totally do this again, probably in the summer. And I would like to have it like super fresh. I'm not saying that this is bad by any means, but having it super fresh, I think I'd be curious to see if maybe more of that hop bitterness is there, or if there is any hop bitterness. But yeah, for what it is, it's super smooth. The aroma on it is fantastic. It's very tropical, and I enjoy that. It's
a high alcohol one too, huh?
Oh yeah, it's 10%. It's not overly carbonated.
Is it boozy at all? Like, does it come off?
A little bit on the back end. Get a little bit. But which is funny because I feel like I'm getting a little more booziness off this than I would like on like a very heavily hopped like double or triple IPA that's clocking in around 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't get much booze out of, if it's done well, I don't get booze out of those. I get just like the hoppiness,
right.
And the maltiness and all that kind of stuff. But this is like you're getting all those flavors, and then you're kind of getting like the essence of booze, which again complements the drink because it's supposed to replicate this mixed drink already. So not bad.
How many umbrellas are you going to give this one, Brandon?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 3.8, I think.
All right. I think that's very nice of you. The kids on Untapped, overall, it comes out to a 3.28 out of the almost 4,000 ratings.
Really?
Yeah, 3.28 is.
I don't know. I like it.
This. So this hidden hand, she'll know. It is 6.5% ABV. IBUs aren't listed because guess what? It's a New England hazy according to Untapped, but not on the can. On the can, it just says IPA. So not that I'm mad that I got a hazy, but there was a couple other hazies that I saw, and I was like, you know what? I just kind of want like a regular IPA. And I feel like my whole love of hazy IPAs is coming to an end here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some ones I really enjoy, but I used to be able to just like drink hazy IPAs all the time, like get different hazy IPAs and just be able to drink those. And now it feels like a chore sometimes to drink them. I mean, there's a handful of local ones that I don't mind drinking and trying, especially when they do like variants of it. But this one in particular, this one is not hard to drink. It is very pleasant. It is hazy. It's got like, Brandon, you can't see it, but I'm drinking out of my last year's Drink Illinois beer glass from Illinois Craft Beer Guild, from Illinois Craft Beer Week. It's orange, hazy. It smells very fruity. It smells like grapefruit. Like definitely that type of citrus, because there's like not an astringency, but grapefruit to me is a little bit more harsh on the nose than say orange or lime or lemon. And I like that. I think that goes well with this style. I think grapefruit is what I enjoy most out of some IPAs.
Okay.
Not some IPAs, but a lot of IPAs. Citrus notes, I prefer the grapefruitiness to it. I don't know if like I wanted like candy orange or something, because then all of a sudden I think like those are old hops in there and it's bad homebrew. But overall, like I said, I don't think I've had anything by Hidden Hand that I guess I could see if I signed it. I have not been checking in beers very much on Untapped, so it's hard to know if I'm checking in beers. I mean, they are a subsidiary of Solemn Oath, though.
Really?
Yeah. I have checked in one beer. I've checked in one beer. What have I checked in by Hidden Hand? Here we go. Let's find out. Here's the big reveal that everyone's been waiting for. It's been on your mind. The 77 by Hidden Hand.
Okay.
I had that last year with you, Mike, and Ron at Beer on the Wall. So I have had a beer by them. And I wonder what the 77 is. I gave it 3.5.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a light lager. Oh yeah, I remember this little beer. So yeah, I've only had one other beer by them, and this one's pretty good. They have a whole bunch of beers, because I was trying to like. Oh,
what is that?
Dishwasher's done.
Is it nice to have a dishwasher?
Yeah, it's great.
Thanks, Mike.
They have a ton of beers. Looks like they focus primarily on IPAs. Just a bunch of IPAs, double IPAs, triple IPA, one stout so far I've seen.
I pulled up their website. I do like the fact that it shows the package dates for their stuff on there. That's kind of cool.
Which is funny because if you look up, she'll know the first time it was packaged. I think this is the first time they were packaged, because it was packaged on May 3rd, 2021.
I hope it's not from May 3rd, 2021.
I don't believe it is. If it is, damn, that beer held up really well. Just
really heavily hopped beer. So
looks like it's, according to their website, their first beer, May 3rd, 2021. It's called Alice Double IPA. And this one also came out with She'll Know. So that's cool. So their first two beers look like an IPA and a double IPA. So yeah, nice. I'll definitely give other beers a try. I've been finding that I'm more interested in like fruited sours. I told you I picked up, some other beers. I forgot. Again, I didn't check those in because I had one. I don't remember the brewery, but it was a mojito inspired beer, and it was really good.
Ooh,
there was a hint of mint in there that was perfect. It was so tasty. It was reminiscent of a mojito for sure. Then I had another one that was a yuzu farmhouse that I didn't really care for.
Okay.
It was okay. My problem with it was that I don't know, when I read the yuzu, I wanted to taste yuzu a lot. Like not a lot like that was like, overbearing, because I mean it is a farmhouse. A farmhouse beer is not, super strong, but I'm trying to see if I can find out who brewed this. I do see a yuzu farmhouse ale, but I don't think that was the name of it. But anyways, it was basically just a farmhouse ale that they put some yuzu in, and I just thought I could use some more yuzu. But I'm finding myself wanting to have more like sour beers right now, or fruited beers, even though it's February.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just not. I had a Fist City earlier, and it took me forever to finish it, which is weird because I normally just pale ales.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Maybe it was all the beers I had yesterday.
Nah, it couldn't have been that.
Could have been all those barrel-aged beers people kept in box. That's all I had was barrel-aged beers in box last night at Revolution.
I had the Nelson Hero. I think that was the last one that I had.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Did you like it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember I couldn't remember if I'd had it before, but I know I enjoyed it last night. So that's all that matters.
I don't know what I want to rate. I'm gonna rate this with hands, since it's in hands. I'm sorry. Actually, I should have let you choose. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Do you have something you wanted to have me rated on?
I mean, hands is probably where I would have went with this anyway, so it works out.
Great minds. I almost said good. Good minds think alike. Great minds think alike.
Adequate minds think alike.
I want to give this 3.9 hands.
Okay.
3.9 hands. It's mainly because I was kind of bummed that it wasn't an IPA and it's a hazy IPA.
Yeah.
I was expecting an IPA. Overall, I mean, that's not really why I'm rating it that way. I'm just personally not really interested in drinking like a heavy hazy IPA. I kind of just want like a crisp, clean, bitter IPA. And oh well. It's still a good beer though. It's tasty. I think anybody who likes hazy IPAs will really enjoy this beer. It's very tasty.
Yeah, speaking of hazy IPAs, it was funny. Like we were having dinner and I was just kind of casually like started looking at my phone and I had a pop-up from Twitter X.
Call it Twitter. Just call it Twitter. Nobody wants to call it X.
Do you know who Josh Noel is?
Yeah.
So used to work for the Tribune doing writing there. I think he works for Miller Coors now. In their media department. No, something with Blue Moon, but I think isn't that Miller Coors? I don't remember.
Yeah,
anyway, so he's working for because it's not AB and Bev, it's the other one, so it's got to be Miller Coors. So, anyways, so he was working for, and he posted, regardless of what he does, he posted a thing about, basically a shout out to Old Irving, and how their beers are fantastic, and I was like kind of reading through the comments on there, and people were like, yeah. For somebody like myself who doesn't like hazy IPAs, like they make the styles of beer, all of their beers are done so well, particularly their hazy IPAs, it makes people who don't necessarily like them, it allows them to enjoy them. So yeah, I was thoroughly impressed reading that. And it was nice to see, people shouting out and be like, it's probably the best brewery in Illinois, one of the top breweries in Illinois. I'm like, damn, fucking right.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. Again, they don't sponsor us. They're delicious. There's yet to have a bad beer there. I remember, yes, the one thing I remember about Josh Noel is that he hates AB and Bev and Goose Island for selling out.
Yeah, and I feel like
I used to follow him on Twitter and stuff, and I'm like, I'm done reading. Like, I don't need to hear the whole. We get it. You're not a fan of selling out.
And I feel like his hatred got worse. So he wrote this book about, basically shitting on, Goose for selling out, and then was surprised when he was no longer being invited to like the media event for Bourbon County.
That's so funny.
And I think that's when he kind of like took off, and I don't think he could understand why they wouldn't possibly invite him. I'm like, you kidding me? Like,
he wrote an entire book about them selling out, calling them sellouts.
Yeah, I mean, they might not like you, bud.
Hey, his next book is about Malort.
Oh, great. Speaking of Malort, too, a friend of mine sent me a picture the other day. He's like, I saw this and I can't stop laughing. And it was a picture of Malort, or not a picture of Malort. It was a picture of a Malort truck. I was like, I've never seen a Malort truck, but it was funny because particularly for what it says on the truck. Let me see if I can pull it up without wasting too much. Oh yeah, it says it was a picture. It's like an older woman, cringing from taking a shot of Malort. It says, "Do not enjoy responsibly." I'll send it to you. This is pretty funny.
I mean, I've gotten to the point now where like I don't dislike Malort, but I don't know. People talk it up like it's the greatest thing.
It's a kind of bitters.
Yeah.
It's not,
it's not, I don't know.
Like, come on. It's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
It's definitely not the best thing in the world.
Correct.
But I think in itself, it's an experience.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to get a bottle of it for the Super Bowl.
It's a good idea. That's when I come by, that's what I'll come and have a shot of with you.
Oh shit. God, I hope I saved that. So there was another thing I saw. It was fuck you, it went away. There was again, I think it was right after I saw the Josh Noel thing. I was kind of scrolling through, and somebody that works at the shop JP Graziano's downtown, like it's a deli sandwich shop. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Sandwiches are fantastic, but somebody from that shop posted a recipe for giardiniera popper dip.
What?
Yeah, and it was like a super simple recipe that I was like,
find it and give it to me.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do
Please.
that.
Please.
I may also make some smoked queso.
Hey-o. That would be good
for the party.
I'll find something smoked to have you make.
Thanks.
I'll look it up and be like, you should make this.
I'm all about making stuff. So.
Fantastic. Well, man, I think that's it. I gotta edit this and go to bed because I'm fucking tired. Good news is I don't need to edit much because we're professionals, baby.
Indeed.
Oh yeah. Well, and we're coming up on something big, man. Well, something big. Well, we've already kind of come up on it, but we're gonna celebrate it. Maybe for the next episode. I don't know. 5 years. We did it. We made 5 years, man. Gives us an opportunity maybe to crack open that giant bottle of Woot Stout you got me 2 years ago for my birthday.
Yeah.
We're at 2 years now.
Yep.
Or was it last year? I don't remember. Anyway.
No, I think it was it was like 3 years ago. Funny thought about that before we're done. Before I decided I'm buying a bunch of Taco Bell for your party, I was like, maybe I should get him a bottle of something. And as a joke, I almost bought that same bottle again.
That would have been really funny because then we'd have to drink 2 of those.
Show up and be like, I got you one of these already.
You already have one of these? It's crazy.
Weird.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate 5 years. Apologies to Matthew for not having on for the Maltese. I did talk to him about that I did say he was gonna be on, and then we didn't get him on because the end of last year was kind of thrown together. It was tough we got to get better at planning the end of year episodes,
especially with holidays and all that kind of stuff.
It's just a lot. We gotta start. We have to do is start recording things in November for that shit and just have stuff lined up.
I do like the idea though of us doing it like closer to the end of the year.
Yeah.
And having that be like the first one of like January.
Yeah, it's a good way to start the year off.
Yeah.
Because then we didn't have like 5 weeks of fucking non-alcoholic beer episodes.
Yeah. Who was asking me? Oh, Mike was asking me yesterday, not Bertucci, Mike, your coworker. I was talking to him, and he was like, so good. Tony said you guys got some non-alcoholic stuff coming out soon. I was like, it's already out. It released all this month. He was like, oh, cool.
That's Mike. Gotta love Mike. Yeah, Mike might come on the show sometime. We'll see.
We should have him come on and do a live rendition of
the intro.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, he was on board to come by and do the Hot Ones episode where we sat there and did 2 sauces at a time and then beers in between.
Yes.
I'm down. I'm really contemplating buying that set of hot sauces. The only thing is it doesn't come with the bomb.
Yeah, that's the stupid.
Well, we have the bomb at the office.
The idiots in the marketing department of that stupid the place.
You blew it.
Yeah, dumbasses. What was it? Something along those lines. I was going to say. Oh, talking about like packages and stuff like that. I noticed Friday when I checked into a beer on Untapped. I got like a coupon code for like 10 or 15% off the breweries like Reserve Society, which used to be only like Ron used to have that. Yeah. I wonder if I doubt he still does.
No,
but
he doesn't.
The cool thing about it was like the interesting about it at the time was they only shipped in California.
Right.
You would not ship anywhere else. And I just so happened to be in like the LA area once, and like he knew I was going. He's like, "Can you pick up my allotment?"
Oh yeah. You think you've told
ship it back to me? Yeah. But and then he gave me his card, and I got to go and drink stuff like that. But anyway, so now they ship to Illinois.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, and it's like it's 3. So with the discount through Osner, it was like $300.
Okay.
For 12 of their limited edition like specialty release bottles, and I'm like, that's fucking pricey.
Yeah,
but then it's also like if you ever in LA you get the discounts, I think and then like tap room only exclusives and like stuff like that. I had a moment where I considered it. I was like,
I know.
Maybe.
I mean,
no.
that comes out to $25 a beer.
Which
It's not
the
terrible.
thing is, those are, I think they're 750 milliliter bottles.
Yeah, from what I remember, they are.
And I've spent more on beer,
That's
like especially with the goose stuff. Like, there's been some like, which makes me feel like a dick when I complain about like, you know, $50 Rev 4-packs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I bought a 16.9 ounce bottle for $30. And it's like,
Yeah,
who's the fucking idiot? Like,
you are.
yeah,
You are, Brandon.
oh, I know.
Tiki.
I wear that badge
Tiki.
proudly.
Oh man, but you're not wrong though. I mean, it's funny how that
Yeah.
works or how your mind works. But the Rev stuff is delicious.
Indeed.
All right, everybody, that's another episode. Brandon, love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.
We'll see everybody next week, maybe for the 5-year anniversary or something else. We don't know. We do everything on the fly still. 5 years later. Bye.
Bye.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped.
Why don't more infant formula companies use organic, grass-fed whole milk instead of skim? Why don't more infant formula companies use the latest breast milk science? Why don't more infant formula companies run their own clinical trials? Why don't more infant formula companies use more of the proteins found in breast milk? Why don't more infant formula companies have their own factories instead of outsourcing their manufacturing? We wondered the same thing. So we made ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com. Breast milk science. It's a thing, and it's our thing. We're ByHeart. We're an infant formula company on a mission to get a lot closer to the most super food on the planet, breast milk. Our patented protein blend has more of the important and most abundant proteins found in breast milk. We're the first and only US-made formula to use organic, grass-fed whole milk, not skim. We make our formula in our own factories in Iowa, Oregon, and Pennsylvania, using a small batch manufacturing process that works to preserve the integrity of our ingredients. We ran the largest clinical trial by a new infant formula company in 25 years, and clinically proved benefits like easier digestion, less gas, and softer poops versus a leading infant formula. We were the first infant formula company to earn the Clean Label Project Purity Award. And while we've put a lot into ByHeart, there's a long list of things you won't see on our ingredient list, like no corn syrup, no maltodextrin, no GMO ingredients, no soy, no palm oil. ByHeart, a better formula for formula. Learn more at byheart.com.
Under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.